Good morning everyone, injector replacement job on a 1KD FTV. So Scotty, what do you reckon so far from what you've done on this job? Is this something that at this stage you think you might be interested in? You know, for people that just sort of can't find someone to get the job done right and they don't really want to do it themselves, they're not that confident. What do you reckon, you know? Is it something you'd be interested in helping a few people out with maybe?
It's something that I'm pretty happy to do. It's in my realm of capabilities.
Yeah, so what we're doing now everyone is just giving that valve cover where it came off that top of the head where the valve cover meets area a bit of a quick pre-clean up before we just remove the return line, the fuel return line and the injectors, and then start the cleanup process. Obviously the injector ports, the valve cover, all the EGR bits and pieces. Let's have a look actually, I'm going to uncover that. And we'll just have a look at the EGR and show you how this one won't need a manifold clean. Alright, I don't know if the light's on or not, let's see. Try it again. Anyway, there's not much to see in that manifold, so you can still see the shape of it. It's a bit of a lucky one. It's just a light dusting, there's no build up, so there's no need to go in there and clean it, so that's good. Obviously, you can probably see more than me at the moment because the camera's right in there. Pretty close, and I'm 3 feet away, so I hope I'm right in what I'm saying. So we'll give it a bit of a quick clean up and a vac out, obviously clean up the surface, but if you were to take the manifold off this and clean it, that would be a waste of time. So we're just getting the injectors out now, and it's time again to remind everyone, if you're working on your 1KD, or any car really, because it's not just this, but people are often leaning on the radiator here and snapping this off, and it seems to be happening more and more, even though the more times we warn people, the more it seems to happen. Wouldn't you agree with that? It seems like they're popping up just about every day. Yeah. I've been telling people for years, this is the one people always break. It's not brittle, it's not easy to break, but if you're putting the battery in, this is one thing where it happens because the battery's right here, it's big, the battery's heavy, and when it touches here on the rubber, it sort of grips it quite well and it'll just snap it off, even if the radiator's new. There was someone that made a guard for it, so that's one way to do things, but what I'm gonna say is, you know, and maybe Karen will make a guard and I'm sure everyone will grab it, but a guard here maybe gets in the way of inspecting things and stuff like that. You just really need to be aware, because it's not just that, there's other things, there's a lot of other plastic, rubber hoses and things you shouldn't lean on. So when you're going to work around under the engine bay, you need to have a look around and see what you can lean on. Solid materials like, you know, these brackets, same over the other side. Just have a think about it before you get up there or you do any work on the vehicle, on any vehicle. What's going to break, and on the 1KD, this is the thing that's sort of sticking out there. I've never broken one, so it's easy to avoid, so just take care. All the injectors are out, eh? Beautiful. 200 and something thousand kilometres, just over 200. Pretty normal, you know, they came out. No, the seats aren't leaking yet, probably would be soon. And the oil just runs down the injectors, obviously, because, you know, that's what happens when you lift them out. Happy days, so that's all pretty normal looking. The reason I mentioned that, a lot of people have said, oh, you know, I pulled them out and they looked pretty good. Well, this is what injectors are going to look like unless those seats are leaking. Then all the carbon ends up, the oil comes down. We've explained it in other videos. You go on our channel, you go, you know, 4x4 diesel, playlists, injector information, watch all those videos and you'll fully understand what's going on here and when and why you need to replace them. All right, questions. Who's got some questions? In our injector replacement videos, we go through a lot of detail, but there's something that I haven't been able to show you, and I'm just going to take a minute now to show everyone. With these clips, a lot of the clips on the Toyotas, this is what they look like. So you've got a tab each side, right? So basically to release them, you need to be able to squeeze in both sides, right? So that it'll come out. So you can either get under these clips and press something into there, each side, whatever. There's some fancy tools you can get, or you can just use a flat blade. But sometimes they can be hard to get out. So if people have been in there before like this one, see how that's white on the plastic at the end there? That's because someone just pulled it out and reefed it out, and it's probably, this plastic's bent backwards, and you can do that once and get away with it. Do it a few times and you just wreck these clips. I recommend against it. So what I do is I release the zip tie. So I was just going to take a minute to show you while it's around. I've twisted the clamp around upside down so you can see what it looks like. So you're basically getting in underneath. Have you got a little straight flat pick or something? Anything will do. No, that one will do. Yeah, that'll do. Beautiful. Right, so see here, this is your zip tie. You know, you zip it. It goes grrr along there. But there's this little tab here, and if you just get under there and open that up, I'm trying to hold a camera and do it with the wiring removing one here. There you go. See, like that. So I'm not going to do it, but if you were to get underneath it and just lever it like that gently with a little pick like this, while you do that and pull on it, so you could have a flat blade underneath here, and then just with your other hand, just, you know, can't see what I'm doing, but you know, to just pull the zip tie, and that'll just slide out and it'll release. So there you go. You can do that with any zip tie. You just got to find that little tab there and go like that and open it, and that will slide back out. So there you go. All right, so currently we're up to checking the valve clearances, which we know will be okay. Again, stick to that injector information playlist for all the information you need, so you make the right decisions when it comes to checking your valve clearances, when you should do it, when you shouldn't do it. Don't do it every 40,000 in my opinion. Don't risk contamination at those fuel pipes. Really important you see that info. We can't keep repeating it over and over again. Now's probably a good time to remind you, if you do want an injector kit, you can send me a text message one-off on a Thursday 10th, the 10th, between 8 AM and 10 AM, and I'll send you the order. You can pay for that, and you'll be one of the first in the queue for pack and send on Monday the 14th. Back to normal from Monday the 14th, so if you miss Thursday, you can send that text from 7:30 AM, early as possible. I wouldn't really bother doing it in the afternoon. If you forget, leave it till the next week. And Monday's the day. That's parts day. We've got a lot to do, so we need to manage it. Ordering parts is Monday morning from 7:30 AM Melbourne time, so check what state you're in, because WA, 2 hours difference. Other places, a little bit of difference. You know, 7:38, 8:39, you know, somewhere around there would be good. That way we can get on to packing those kits rather than just texting people all day. And then, of course, we've got more work to do in the workshop from Tuesday, Wednesday, that sort of thing, and Tuesday suspension day. So if you want that Dobinson's kit for your Prado, send that text message from 8 AM Tuesday morning. Once again, let's try and get all that done in the morning so we can just put the phone down and get on with the work. Get those kits packed and organised, that sort of thing. Hope you understand. So we've been closed down for a while now, having a decent break because we do too much work and we need a good break every now and then. So we're all rested and ready for action. So Monday the 14th, and then every Monday after that until further notice. If you're in Australia and you do want to buy any of our parts kits, I highly recommend that you're on the Prado Hospital Facebook page for those latest announcements. From now, when you see this video, you can, if you've got you got to return your old injectors. Returning your old injectors for the core deposit. Now's a good time to send them back. I know a lot of people have been waiting. Sorry about that. You get that. But if you send me a text message on that Thursday morning to confirm the address, because Google isn't always right. There's some different addresses out there. Some are wrong, some are right. Things change. So always send me that text message to confirm returning those injectors, the address to send them to get your core deposit back. Send back the land items, you know, the dowel, the crow's foot, the molly coat, the ultra grey, please and thank you. And of course those red caps. We've got plenty in stock at the moment. We've got heaps of injectors, heaps of fuel pipes, everything you need for the injector kit. BFE kit stock, no problem. Front wheel bearings for the Prados, plenty in stock. Got a few Hilux ones there as well. And of course those Dobinson's Prado suspension kits available at this stage, but it can change at any time. Just a matter of how many people buy them that week. So how they going, Scotty? Are they all within spec pretty much?
In spec.
Are they all checked now, are they?
Nearly.
All right, one more pair to go. So there's a couple of different ways to do this. Again, we've got videos in the VIP group, in those injector replacement videos. Might even be on the public videos on YouTube. Just search valve clearances. Watch all the videos. Watch them till the end because, you know, like this, I'm just yakking away. Some people said you talk too much, you waffle too much. Doesn't bother me. It's all information. It's communication between us, so you know how I roll. You can get to know me, so I can help you. And there's a lot of you. There's only one of me, so I need to put it in videos. There's no phone calls. It doesn't ring. I can't talk to you. It's all in videos. I do read all the comments on the YouTube channel, so if you do put a question, it's a nice short one, like a 2-liner. Quick question, there's a good possibility you might get an answer in a video later on. If a number of people are asking the same question, then it's going to remind me, and that's the sort of information you will see in videos. So probably worth subscribing, turning the bell on so you don't miss anything. And if you like the videos, hit the like button like usual, but you know, it's up to you what you want to do. Beautiful. This engine, pretty clean. Looks like it's had reasonable oil changes, but at some point there is some build-up. You can see all that black on top, and some of it looks like it's got dirty, but it's getting cleaner again. So there's that black at this side. It's also at that side, but there's also that clean section, like the oil's washing You can even see down the back there, it's a bit hard to see. I'll try and zoom, I can't reach. See those bits of crusty bit, you know, up, I'll try and point. I cannot even point there, here it is. I need a point here, up there. See that black stuff there? More oil changes and that'll all just, you know, break down and dissolve and end up going out in your oil and your oil filter, that sort of thing. Regular oil changes, and of course, if you are doing a DIY, you got your injector kit from us, you're going to have a package like this that you've unpacked and you've got everything, you know, sitting ready to go. Here you got your brand new genuine injectors, of course, definitely not reman or copies or anything like that. Genuine fuel pipes, all your seals and gaskets. A lot of people want to put the plate with a 7mm hole. Good on you, that's awesome. We do not supply that in the kit, so you need to see that, kaon.com.au, all right? There's the part number even, right? So everybody should probably have one of those on their keyring or in their engine. You know, of course it's for off-road use only and all that sort of thing. I'm not talking about the legalities of it or how well it works or not in this video. That's in all the other videos. Playlist, EGR information and cleaning, whatever it might be called. Bada bing, bada boom. I think that's a video. Yeah, so that's a bada bing, bada boom on this video. So what we're going to do now, we're going to go and clean all the components. This is basically stripped down and checked. We're going to go and clean everything, the valve cover, the EGR, the whatever, the whole lot. And then we're going to come back in another video and a bit more chit chat, a bit more information for you. And, you know, like I said, this is not a how to change your injectors video. I mean, look, you know, you can use all the information from all the videos. You'll learn a lot. I certainly recommend watching all of those. And not just if you've got a 1KD. I mean, you could have a V8 diesel and it's just 2 lots of what's going on here, more or less, to put it simple. There's a lot of information in these videos. We're too busy to do the V8s. Sorry, I know it would create so much more work. There's so many more V8 diesels that need injectors than these. There's twice as many injectors, twice as many pipes, twice as much work. It's just crazy. You never know, one day if you all learn to do this yourselves and we can't do any of them, we might move on to the V8s and then be able to do information and videos like this. So once again, subscribe, turn the bell on so you don't miss it. We're going to do some final cleaning up here, and what I do is put a rag around into the screwdriver, then you can get a bit more aggressive and sort of scrape it and it gets the gets all the RTV off. So that's what I do, and then you get your carby cleaner and give it a final clean. But we're more going to do some time cleaning the ports. There's a fair bit of cleaning to do. We're going to spend about an hour cleaning, and we'll start the next video. Catch you on the next one. See you, people.